$9.85 per pound right now. Robin Cross is with us. He's with StoneX. He's located in Chicago, and he's kind of our resident contributor when it comes to the lumber markets. Robin, good to hear from you. Happy New Year to you. The lumber market, last time I checked, we're looking at the mid-threes now. Boy, it's been quite a ride since you and I have been talking lumber here the last few years.
Well, good morning, Marlon. Before I dive into the market, I just want to wish all the viewers out there a very happy New Year. May your 2023 be happy and fulfilling. And thank you guys at RFD TV for having me on all these years. It's really been a true pleasure, and I'm very grateful. And I look forward to many more lumber conversations with you guys in 2023. So, on that note, let's get into the prices, right? January lumber right now, as you alluded to, is $355.70. That's down $480 with only 30 trades. No surprise on how quiet it is. Still kind of holiday, but I'd say about 80% of the staff is still out of there. March right now is $370, which will soon be your lead, is down $440. So the last 3 weeks have been, very quiet on both the cash and the futures market. This is also quite typical for this time of the year. Everybody kind of winds down their positions just for tax purposes and stuff. And that's especially true. And it's way more impactful when you have a bear, weak cash and futures market. I think guys are just kind of over the market at this point, and you don't really see any new activity. So it's been super, super quiet. And on top of that, we're in the middle of the expiration phase for January lumber. Open interest is still decent over there. So we still could see some fireworks going into the end here for the 15th. But at the time being, with the market being so down and guys being off for Christmas, no one's really looking. So traders really right now are just having a defensive posture. But having said that, I believe that there's good trades to come because traders are sleeping on the market. I feel like that's when the greatest opportunities come, when no one's really looking for it. And I kind of feel like we're into that situation right now. So let's just take a look. 2022 saw one of the biggest ranges in lumber's history, right? From the beginning of the year, and we were all over this, Marlon. 1477 high. I knew that would never stick with all the upcoming, nastiness we have in these other markets. And in the low, which we pretty much closed at the year at, was 362. So that's 1,115 point range. Clearly after making the high and couple that with the inflation and the Fed continuing to raise rates, it was obvious, that this was going to happen, that we were going to go from a strong bull market to a strong bear market and have a major correction in pricing, not just in lumber, also in housing. So now what? I'm glad you asked. The market is below the cost of production. I'm surprised we have not heard further curtailments, production curtailments, because, we're well under that established price. That's like their secret sauce. They'll never tell you. But I know from, 26 years of history. So definitely look for future curtailments. The Fed seems like they're going to slow raising interest rates, but that's still in the back of traders' minds. But I think, lumber, historically speaking, is a leader as far as pricing. Like when you see major moves in the Dow or S&Ps, just kind of keep this in the back of your mind. Lumber always leads the charge. So we always put our highs in first before the major markets, and then we put our lows in first before the major markets. And I don't think this is going to be any different. It's always kind of been my secret for these other markets. If you see lumber dump, it's usually going to drag everything else down because it's all based on housing, right? And so, with the leveling off of interest rates and the fact that housing is so underbuilt, even though it looks weak, it's hard to get a loan. There's a lot of stuff going on here. The fact of the matter is running at a 3-month supply of homes is very low. Typically, historically speaking, that's around 6 to 7 months. So we're well under that, and I do believe that, Q1 might be a disaster just because it's still the spillover from 2022's bear market. But I think as you go forward in lumber, guys should really be looking because I really have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that the mills are going to continue to run at such a loss. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, Marlon. We'll definitely get into a lot of good prices next week. I want to just kind of point some stuff out for the viewers, so it'll be something to look forward to. And, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate that so much. And Robin, again, Happy New Year to you. Let's hope it's a very successful 2023 for everybody. We'll pause right here and we'll come back. I'll run through our livestock trade after this.